Hello guys, welcome to my channel Jinansh the Explorer. So today we are going to do a new topic on the channel. This is really unusual for all you guys because it's actually rock painting. So before we start the video and start doing rock painting, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe as it's a huge help to me. I really appreciate it when you guys do it. Yeah, thank you. Now let's carry on. So guys, you might see this newspaper on my surface of painting. Well, it can get quite messy while painting with rocks. So I have put this so that nothing gets ruined. Let's start painting. I have this rock over here and I also have this rock. First, we're going to start with the smaller one. Okay? So I've actually figured out that the 6B pencil, any company but a 6B pencil can work on a rock. So I am actually going to draw on this rock. Okay, first I've actually figured out that an eraser can also work. So first I'm going to sketch out my design. What can it be? I think that a bird might work perfectly. So let's start. But wait, there's something. You all might be asking for what materials you need. Well, you need these postcards. Well, they are actually some things which are which have ink inside them, and that ink is very, very magical. It can paint on any surface. You might have seen these boys on my balloon painting video. So some of you guys might be familiar with it. But today is rock painting, another subject. So let's just start. Yeah, so a bird is working perfectly. So let's just get into it. I'm going to start by drawing a beak. This pencil is working quite perfectly. You can see the beak too. And let's just make some eyes for it. Painting on a rock is not used to like painting on paper. Some of you guys, just like me, might be very comfortable with painting on paper because it's actually a flat surface, but rocks are a completely different thing as they are actually a 3D surface. Sure, they might be smooth, that's alright, then can spread, but guys, see, well, I'm actually a tiny bit more experienced, so I've done this. And it's not even that hard to do this much, but if you're aiming for another design which is actually quite hard, then you might need some practice. You might need to draw on a rock that you're actually not going to paint on, but you need some practice too. So I've decided to paint this bird red. Well, since my red poster is not working, I have chosen to paint with the acrylic paints. I actually have a red one, and this is not necessary, but if one of your postcards are not working, you do need this acrylic paint. Well, maybe not acrylic paint, but some type of paint that can actually stick. Oh wait a minute, this is actually quite dry. Let me just get some water. Okay, so guys, I have this water ball over here, and yes, so you might be wondering how the water ball just got over here by on its own. Well, I actually have some friends which are fairies, and they do come to my house every week, and I'm pretty good friends with them. So whenever I need a little help, like some magic help, so they do some magic for me. Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say about the newspaper is that this is some water. And some of you guys might be a tiny bit more younger than me, so you guys can spill. So that's why I have this newspaper. Okay, let's start painting. Wow, the acrylic paint might not be sticking at first. I need some more paint, not water. This might work out. Just get it easy. Don't be too fast while painting, or you might make some mistakes. Okay guys, now I think that we are getting around to painting the whole thing. Yes, now that this is done, the easy part is now here. The actual easy part is to, just paint the beak with a yellow Posca marker. So yes, I will paint the beak with a yellow Posca marker right now. You need some precision. This Posca marker is quite thick, so it might not be too precise, but for areas like this, it's actually quite fine. I have now done the beak over here, and yes, so now it's time to paint the eyes. But I actually don't have the black color too, so maybe let's just wait for the fairies to come again. Yes, guys, the fairies have come again, and they have bought this for me. It might be pretty used because I do paint in my usual life, so I do use these quite a lot. So let's just start with the black color. I am going to. Okay, guys. So now that these are painted, the paint water is actually getting quite dirty. But let's just do it again. So first I need to just close this up. Well, I think the color on this actually isn't my style. So let's just do another coat of this acrylic paint again. This acrylic paint is really smooth. It is starting to look like a bird, isn't it, guys? Okay, now that this is done, I'm just going to wait for it to dry now. Let's start painting on the other rock while this is drying. So let's just replace the rocks, and once this is dry, I'll do some finishing touches on it. See guys, when I just lifted this, it actually left some red paint residue over here. So that's why I'm telling you to just put a newspaper while you paint on the surface. Okay, now this one, well, I'm thinking that this should be a strawberry. Now I am outlining this with the pencil. The great thing about using acrylic paints and Poscas is that the pencil is actually not too much seen on the rock, as the Poscas and acrylic paints, well, they are quite thick. So it means that the pencil outline just gets hidden under the layer of acrylic paint and all of that. So yes, you can even change the outline if you do a few mess ups here and there, and that's what I like. And messing up is actually not that, oh no, I messed up, I didn't win. It's not like that. Messing up is necessary. So let's start. The leaves on top of here, well, I'm going to start with a green Posca marker. If you know them, they actually sell out in dark green color, so this is what I'm using right now. Coloring with a Posca actually takes some time, as this tip is kind of big, but not that big. It's not that big on a scale of a rock, is it? So I'm just coloring this. So guys, I'm just coloring around the edges first because that's the hard part. But after we do the edges, it's actually quite easy to just paint on the top part of the rock, and you don't have any boundaries. So yeah, that's quite easy. I'm actually getting around the boundaries now. I think I might paint on the inside part of this, so it might not be too long until you guys wait for me to do this. Now is the easy part. Now that I have actually colored around the boundary, I can just do a speed round of this. When the ink of a Posca actually is like too much, then what I do is I use this paintbrush and I actually try to spread the ink around the area, so the work actually gets done and less ink is also used. That is a tip for you guys, isn't it? Okay, this looks quite smooth, doesn't it? Just need to do some more finishing touches and it will be done. this is done, I am going to put this on the side for this to dry. And don't forget about that bird rock, because now it's coming back. Now is the time for it to come back. And now we are actually going to add some color to its eyes, because nobody has gray eyes. So I'm just taking white paint, and I am actually just painting over the eyes. Now it's done. So let's just move on to the other rock. It might have dried by now. So let me just put this on the side for right now. And here is the other strawberry rock. So let me just close this so it doesn't dry out. And now it's time for the smooth acrylic paint again. So that's what I like. And this paper actually acts as another napkin. I like it too, as if I don't have any clothes to wastage clothes to wipe it on, it's actually an emergency thing to wipe it on. Yes, so now I am starting to paint now with the acrylic paints. These acrylic paints, well, when I used them for the first time, I actually felt that they were quite dry. But now I have the experience, so now I know how these thingies get smooth. So in every rock, I think I might need 2 coats of acrylic paint. But the best thing about this is that it's paint. So this paint goes a long way, even if you take a little of it. So a lot of paint doesn't get used, and the area gets covered with paint too. So that's what I like about acrylic paint. I might have taken it too much. Let me just now let's paint on the sides. Done. Now let's start just doing the coat. Now I don't have anything to put on the side, so you guys might have to wait while this is drying. It's looking so shiny when it's wet. That's what I like about paint. Sometimes it looks like I can eat it. The jelly ghosh, you've seen it, be trendy on the internet, some months ago. Well, that was really nice in its appearance. That was a whole story inside itself. I loved that. I've actually never been able to use it, but from the YouTubers I've seen using it, I think that it might be pretty nice. Even if I do get to use it in the future. Okay. Now that this is done, even though I say that you guys might have to wait, I'm putting this on the side over here, and now I'm bringing back this thingy, and now I need to paint on the back side of it. Because what's a rock if you don't paint on the back side of it? Some of it actually dropped over here. Let me just fix it up over here. That too much gets everywhere. Okay guys, now it's time to flip this bird. Okay, the back is actually already painted a little bit. We only have to use less acrylic paint. We don't have to hustle like we did on the front side. But we do have to do 2 coats. Okay, now that this 1 coat is done, I am actually putting this on the side to dry. And you might not be forgetting this strawberry rock, as it's over here. So now let's paint the back of it. I'll put the sides for the last. That's the last thing I need to do. So now I'm painting the back side. First I need to do the borders, as they are the toughest part. Okay, so guys, now that I have painted the borders, it's actually time to paint the back side now. I usually just paint on paper, and I only use watercolors because that's what I think is the best medium. But after using this, my mind is completely changed. I'm actually just picking up ink or the water, this this acrylic color from other sides and I'm just using it on other parts. This looks quite nice, doesn't it? Over here. Okay, now this is done. So let me put this on the side again and this. So let's start painting the second coat, shall we? This is quite a lot of acrylic paint. So I'm starting it again. Oh yes, oh yes. I'm actually painting the sides too because they need another coat. And by doing that, we are actually flipped on the front, aren't we? Okay, now that this rock is done, I'm putting it on the side to dry. I'm not going to do anything else. And now this big boy is coming. So guys, the fairies are going to come in 3, 2, 1. So guys, now the fairies have come again and they gave me this outlining marker. So let's start. I'm going to paint the front first as it's actually quite dry. Okay guys, this outline, well, I actually want it quite thick. So what I'm going to do is that sure, I'm going to paint it on the outside of the green thing, but I'm actually going to include a part of it in the red colors. But this can be fixed as I can just do some improvements with my Posca again. So now that's the outline finished. Now I just need to add some more finishing details with this Posca marker. First, okay, this is actually done now. So now I am going to do one more thing. As I am very organized and I want everything to be real, I'm actually going to paint the real seeds on the strawberry. Okay? So now I'm going to paint this. These are actually just going to be some small dots with this outliner. You know, every time, I don't know how, but this just gets so dirty even if we haven't touched the nib of the pencil. The great thing about doing the seeds is that they don't have to be aligned at all, so you can do them in any order. But you shouldn't leave a gap at all, and there shouldn't be too much space covered. So you have to be very careful on that. Okay. This might take some time. And now we're done. So let's start with the bird rock. I actually, like to make eyes like this again and again. I was actually thinking of outlining the beak with an orange Posca. Let's see how that works, shall we? Oh yeah, it quite might look so nice on it. Okay, so let's try doing another coat of that outline pen thingy. As I can't see the outline too much on it. Well, I'm only going to do the outline of the leaves as it's actually very important and the seeds are not that important, so it's fine if they don't be a part of the drawing and if they're not visible at all. Hey seeds, I'm not going to include you. Hey, why? Because you are the smallest part of the drawing. Those seeds might be feeling pretty sad right now. Doing a second coat of this is actually quite satisfying, as seeing this actually very black is my favorite thing. It looks like watercolor, but it's actually more precise. You know, I really like water-based inks, so this is actually nice for me. And not just about seeing it, but because of the ink flow too. It's really nice. I love everything about those things. And now, before I even know it, we are done with the second coat of the outline. That looks quite nice. Well, let's start on the board. It might have been quite Frankenstein a little bit, but let's start on it again. Now we don't need the pencil at all. We only need the new upgraded version of the pencil, the outline pen. Okay guys, now we are done. I just need something to... Yes, I forgot about the acrylic paint. Now we just need one tiny coat. Okay, that actually looks quite nice. Now the only thing left is for the yellow to come. Classic comebacks, am I right? Next time, now I know not to do the over ink thingy on the rock. I'll just do a few strokes on paper. But now let's just re-outline this, as it's not looking quite nice. So it does look quite nice. So now the two rocks are done, guys. The two rocks, here they are. I can actually just generate a story out of them, that this bird, well, he went into a forest and he actually found a giant strawberry. So he started eating it, and that's how the story goes. So that's all of it for this video, and you might have seen the mess I've created on the newspaper. So guys, these are the rocks I've painted. This is the strawberry and this is the bird. Please don't forget to share this video. Yes guys, the close up. Yes, as I was saying, please do not forget to share this video. It helps me a lot. And that's all for this video. Bye guys.